Mr. President, what did Prime Minister Netanyahu tell you about his plans relating to retaliation?
He's coming over to help with the storm.
Mr. President, have you spoken with former President Trump at all?
Are you kidding me? Mr. President Trump, former President Trump, get a life, man. Help these people.
Will you hold him accountable?
This is my video update on this Friday, midday, October the 11th, coming to you from Nicosia, Cyprus. Let's talk about some news. So Elensky, he is on his European tour. It's going to be a 36-hour tour, a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. And no, it's going to be a 36-hour tour of Europe. And I believe he has already met, well, he definitely has met Macron. He has met Sir Keir Starmer. And I believe he is meeting with Meloni today, or he has met with Meloni. Then he is going to meet with the Pope. And I believe his final stop is with the pirate Schultz. The pirate Schultz is going to meet the clown comedian. Pirate meets clown. And yeah, that's his European tour. And look, he is pitching his victory plan, everybody. He is still pitching the victory plan. And Ukraine officials, they said yesterday that the reporting from Italian media, from Corriere della Sera, they said that reporting about Elensky traveling around Europe and agreeing to a ceasefire if he can get a fast track into the European Union and get security guarantees from the United States. They're saying that reporting is false. This is what Ukraine officials are saying. They are denying the reports from Corriere della Sera, which I talked about yesterday in my video. And the narrative is that Elensky is still pitching. He is still committed to his victory plan. There is only one peace formula, according to officials in Elensky's administration. It is the peace formula in the peace summit. That is it. There is no fast track into EU, ceasefire, security guarantees from the US plan. This is what they are going with, even though Bild yesterday reported that Elensky does indeed want a ceasefire, or he is open to a ceasefire. And Bloomberg 2 days ago actually reported that Elensky is softening up to the idea of a ceasefire. So we have Corriere della Sera, we have Bild, and we have Bloomberg a couple of days ago, all talking about some sort of an Elensky ceasefire. But we have the Elensky administration saying, no, there is only a victory plan and there is only a peace summit. Spanish media, El Mundo, they are reporting that Ukraine is refusing any other peace plan other than the peace formula. Peace formula. That is what El Mundo is reporting. I can't say the word peace anymore. That word is over for me. Everything now is peace. All right. So that is what El Mundo is saying. But look, Elensky, the reports are is that he pitched his victory plan to Macron. That's right. He pitched it to little Napoleon, and then he went and met with Keir Starmer. And as he was entering 10 Downing Street, as Elensky was entering 10 Downing Street, Larry the cat got out of 10 Downing Street. He exited as Elensky entered. Larry the cat exited. I believe that Larry the cat probably smelled some of that Elensky number 5 and said, "What is that? What is that awful smell? I'm out of here. I am out of here." Of course, Keir Starmer, he's hooked. Keir Starmer's hooked on Elensky No. 5. He met with Elensky. The first thing that Keir Starmer did is he gave Elensky a big old hug, a big old Keir Starmer, most boring man in politics hug. He got a whiff of that Elensky No. 5. Keir Starmer's hooked. He is absolutely hooked. The scent of Elensky No. 5. It's intoxicating. It is absolutely intoxicating, but not for Larry the cat. Larry the cat said, "I'm out of here." Smart cat, you see. The cats, they have that instinct. They know what's going on, and yeah, that was funny. That was a funny video. But we don't really have much information about any of the meetings that took place between Elensky and these European officials. So maybe he is committed to the victory plan and the peace formula, or maybe Italian media, Bloomberg, German media, Bild, maybe they got it right, and Elensky is in panic mode since Biden ditched the Germany NATO meeting, and now he is running around Europe trying to figure out a way out of this mess, and he's now moved on to plan D or E or F or whatever, wherever he's at, and that is EU membership, U.S. security guarantees, and then he will agree to a ceasefire. So maybe those media outlets got it right. We'll see. We will see what the truth is. I imagine in a couple of weeks we'll find out what is really going on. But we do know one thing from the meeting with Keir Starmer. At least this is what British media is telling us, specifically the Times UK. They are saying that Keir Starmer, since meeting with Elensky, he is now considering UK troops in Ukraine. This is what the Times UK is reporting. Let me find the article. UK could send troops to Ukraine on training mission. Generals consider money-saving deployment as Starmer hosts Elensky at number 10. Bad idea. Very, very bad idea. But the UK is desperate. Starmer is desperate. He wants to keep the conflict in Ukraine going. Elensky wants to find a way to pull the United States into Project Ukraine, the U.S. military into Project Ukraine, and try to get the U.S. military into some sort of a conflict or a standoff with the Russian military. And the UK is backing this plan. The UK continues to be the number one backer of long-range missile strikes into Russian territory and escalation with Russia. And the UK, they are absolutely trying to pull the United States into this conflict as well. And that's what I think this consideration of UK troops into Ukraine is all about. I think this is all about trying to create a tripwire, the conditions to pull NATO and specifically the United States into escalating in Ukraine and into some sort of a conflict with Russia. Basically, what the Times is reporting is that the UK military is saying, look, let's send troops to Ukraine, and they will be able to train the Ukraine military inside of Ukraine instead of training the Ukraine military in the UK. The argument is that this will save time and this will save money. Instead of sending the troops, instead of bringing the Ukraine troops to the UK and then training them and sending them back, let's just send the UK military to Ukraine and they'll do the job right there and train the Ukraine troops. And the Times is reporting that the UK military is saying that this is going to be very low risk because the UK military, they will be training the Ukraine troops in a secret, undisclosed location, far away from the front lines and far away from Russian Iskanders, right? Which is nonsense, absolute nonsense. I think the exact opposite is what's really going on. I think this is really risky, and I think the UK military knows that it's very risky. There's not one area of Ukraine that is safe from Russian missiles and Russian Russian strikes and drones. Russia has shown that they can hit every single part of Ukraine, including as west as you can go. As west as you can go, the Russians can hit it, and they can hit it with precision. They can absolutely hit targets with precision if they have the right intel, and you better believe that if UK military is training Ukraine troops somewhere in an undisclosed location in Ukraine, that there's a good chance that Russia could get the intel. Russia has already said that any troops, any mercenaries, any foreign troops, whatever, if they're in Ukraine, they're a party to the war and they're a legitimate target. And the Russian military could take out those UK troops. And if that were to happen, well, then you got to imagine that Starmer would try to make the case for some sort of NATO intervention or some sort of US intervention. So I think this is a very bad idea. This is a very dangerous idea. But Starmer is considering it, according to the Times. So that's the situation with Elensky's 36-hour tour of Europe. Let's see what he says to the pirate Schultz when they meet. Without the U.S., Project Ukraine is sunk, man, and the UK knows it, and Elensky knows it, and Elensky's been dumped by Biden. He understands this, and they're trying to figure out ways. They're trying to figure out ways to keep the commitment of the collective West in place, and to try and pull in the U.S. To fighting the Russians, because that's the only way. That is the only way that they can get out of this, and that's what they're trying to think up. It reminds me of that meme, that meme of the guy walking with his girlfriend, and then there's another girl that's walking by, and the guy is turning his head, and then people that create the meme, they place different labels onto all of the people in this photo. So think of the guy as Biden, walking with the girlfriend as Elensky, and the other girl walking by, that's catching Biden's attention. Think of that as Project Iran. That's the situation, man, that Elensky finds himself in, man. This is oh boy, from one war to another war. But the neocons that want to escalate with Iran, they're going to win out. They have won out, and they are going to win out. Was there ever any doubt that they would not win out if it came to choosing between Project Ukraine or Project Iran? Of course, the neocons that are more committed to Project Iran, they're going to get their way. And the neocons that are more committed to Project Ukraine, well, yeah, they're not going to get their way. So anyway, that's an update there. And we'll get to what's going on in the Middle East after we talk about what's happening in Kursk. In Kursk, we are seeing a collapse of the Ukraine military in Kursk. Brian Berletic put out a post on X, and he shows the map of Kursk, and this is a live Ukraine map, a live UA map, so it does its best to present a favorable picture to Elensky and to the Ukraine military. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this map. But when you check out this map, it is obvious that the Ukraine military is screwed when it comes to Kursk. They're in big trouble. You can see just a patch of territory that they're holding on to, and then you can see all of Russia. And that's really all of the Russian military. But that's all of Russia and the Russian military just about to swallow up, to encircle and swallow up the small patch of territory that the Ukraine military is barely holding on to. 20,000 casualties is what the Russian Ministry of Defense says the Ukraine military has suffered in the Kursk region, just in the Kursk region, over 20,000 casualties and thousands of military assets have been destroyed. Collective West military assets have been destroyed in the Kursk direction. And for Elensky and for Ukraine, they have to hold on to Kursk because the entire victory plan narrative was born out of the failure of the Kursk operation. Elensky entered Kursk, the Ukraine military entered Kursk with the idea of capturing the Kursk power plant. And by capturing the Kursk power plant, make sure I don't forget this, guys. Make sure I do not forget this. And as they were trying to capture the Kursk power plant, the idea was that by capturing the power plant, they would be able to exert leverage over Putin and over Russia and get Putin to the negotiating table, and he would accept terms that would be ceasefire terms that would be favorable to Ukraine and to the collective West. So their goal with the Kursk incursion was to try and either capture the power plant or at least get within range of artillery strikes to the power plant. And they failed. They failed within the first couple of days at achieving this goal. And so they pivoted. They pivoted and they distracted. And the narrative pivot was that the Kursk operation was really about distracting Russian forces from the collapsing front lines in Donbass, distracting the Russian forces so that they would be redeployed to Kursk, so as to relieve some of the pressure from the Ukraine military in the fighting in Donbass, and the distraction was the victory plan. Elensky sat down at the writers' table, the script writers' table, and they came up with the victory plan. You know, what do we do? What do we do now that Kursk is not working out for us? What do? We need we need a pivot, a new narrative, a new reason to explain the Kursk operation. Okay, distracting Russian troops. And we need a new shiny narrative, maybe something that could even get us more money and weapons. Take a catastrophe, take a debacle, and turn it around as a way to lobby for more weapons and more money and hell, why not NATO membership? And so they came up with the victory plan, and they had nothing in writing. They had no victory plan. We know this because the collective West media has told us that Elensky really doesn't have any details about a victory plan. But that's what they came up with. So holding on to Kursk is critical for Elensky, for his administration, in order to continue to get support from the collective West. And the fact that the Biden White House, that the U.S. is dropping out of Project Ukraine, that is absolutely clear now. The fact that they're dropping out of Project Ukraine, it's got Elensky in a panic, it's got the EU in a panic, and it has Keir Starmer and the UK in an absolute panic. And if Kursk collapses in the near future, in the next couple of weeks or in the next month, then the Elensky regime is going to be in big trouble. Keep in mind that the incursion into Russia, for Elensky, it was making his case that he could take the war to Russia, and because he can take the war to Russia, that's the reasoning behind giving him long-range missile strikes. You see, I can fight Russia in Russian territory, and I can hold on to Russian territory. So give me long-range missile strikes, and I'll take the fight even further into Russian territory. And I will get the victory, and that's crumbling for Ukraine and for Elensky. Kursk is shrinking. Yeah. So that's an update on Project Ukraine. And let's talk about the Middle East now. And Biden had a phone call with Netanyahu. Kamala Harris was also on this phone call. Why not? Why not have Kamala Harris on this phone call? She's an important part to the Biden White House. After all, Kamala told The View the other day that she wouldn't change anything with with the decisions made by the Biden White House, right? She wouldn't change one single thing. That is what Kamala Harris told The View the other day. So she's on board with Biden's Middle East policy, fully on board with Biden's Middle East policy. She would not change a single thing. So she was also on the phone call with Netanyahu. Alexander did a really good video where he talked about the readout from the White House following the call, and basically Alexander's conclusion after he read the White House readout, which is not very long. He actually read the readout in his video update yesterday, was that the readout says nothing. Says absolutely nothing. Nothing of importance. And that's interesting. That is interesting because it indicates that the Biden White House, they still haven't figured out a way to deal with the conflict in the Middle East and to deal with Netanyahu. They have no idea how to, if they want to. This is if you believe they want to. They have no idea how to exert influence over Netanyahu and trying to steer Netanyahu away from hitting Iran really hard and risking a big, wider Middle East war. So they put out a readout that was just pretty much canned messages, slogans, and stuff like that. I mean, there was really no substance in the actual readout, which shows that once again Netanyahu, he's in full control of everything that is happening with the Middle East, and the Biden White House. They're powerless, man. They are absolutely powerless. And the defense minister of Israel said the other day that the attack against Iran will be deadly, precise, and surprising. They will not understand what is happening. That is a direct quote from Defense Minister Gallant. Now, the word precise is interesting. That's an interesting choice of words. We know the Biden White House is begging, absolutely begging Netanyahu, at least if you believe this narrative. The Biden White House is urging Netanyahu not to hit nuclear facilities, not to hit oil facilities, to stay away from these things. And Israel is saying maybe they will. Maybe they will hit these facilities, maybe they won't, but they're definitely not telling the Biden White House, at least not publicly, that they will agree to not hitting these facilities. And Gallant using the word precise. That could be indicative of some sort of a decapitation strike or something, going after the leadership in Iran in much the same way that they've gone after the leadership of Hamas and Hezbollah. That could be the big devastating attack on Iran. Maybe this is the way that they're going to avoid hitting these facilities, but deliver a devastating blow to Iran by going after the leadership. Maybe that's just a thought, but the word precise, the fact that they use the word precise is interesting. So that's where we are with the situation in the Middle East. We are waiting to see when and if and what the Israeli retaliation will be. For its part, Iran, they are warning countries in the region, their neighbors, Israel's neighbors, they are warning them that if they allow Israel to use their airspace to attack Iran, then Iran's going to retaliate and even take action against the countries that allow Israel to use their airspace to attack Iran. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. Iran's secret warning to U.S. allies: don't help Israel or you're next. The threats through diplomatic channels have prompted Arab states to tell the U.S. that they won't aid any attack on Iran. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, a U.S. Biden official said that that the countries that Iran has sent this warning to, I mean, we're talking about Jordan, we're talking about Saudi Arabia, and the countries that Iran has warned, don't let Israel use your airspace, that they have agreed to this. They have said to the Biden White House that that they're not going to allow Israel to use their airspace to attack Iran. They don't want any part of this war. They want to remain out of this conflict, and they want to remain neutral. But according to the Wall Street Journal, the Biden White House, they are claiming that these countries that have told them this, that they want to remain neutral. One second, let me find it here. That these requests made to the Biden White House to remain neutral were informal, according to the Wall Street Journal. U.S. defense officials acknowledged that some regional partners have expressed their concerns to the Pentagon, but these requests remain informal, according to the WSJ, which is the Biden White House saying that they're going to try to convince, maybe they're going to try to convince these countries to allow their airspace to be used in order to attack Iran. So that's the update there, and I think we can now do a clown world, a couple of clown worlds. We've got a couple of clown worlds that we can discuss. Ukraine is demanding that Turkmenistan arrest Putin. That's right. Putin is on a trip to Turkmenistan to attend an event in Turkmenistan, and Ukraine, they are demanding that Turkmenistan arrest Putin as per the ICC warrant, the Hague Rome Statute warrant. They want Turkmenistan to arrest the Putin. Of course, they're not going to do this. But the clown world to this story is that Turkmenistan is not even signed up to the Rome Statute. It's not even signed up to the Hague Criminal Court. So they have no reason whatsoever, no obligation, no requirement whatsoever to even think about arresting the Putin. Oh boy, Ukraine is desperate, man. Elensky is absolutely desperate to figure out a way out of this mess that he finds himself in. Maybe, just maybe, Turkmenistan will do me the favor, do me the solid, and arrest the Putin. Maybe, just maybe. Come on, Turkmenistan. Please, 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 Turkmenistan. Come on. Come on, Turkmenistan. I give you some homes. But yeah, that's the one clown world. The other clown world is Kamala Harris's book. I don't think she wrote this one. I don't think she wrote this book. She definitely didn't write this book, but the clown world here, and I'm not 100% if this is true. I've actually seen video of this book. So I've seen someone opening this book and flipping through the pages, but I don't know if this whole story is true. But there's a book, a Kamala Harris book. She's not the author of this book, but the title of this book is The Achievements of Kamala Harris. That's the title of this book. And from what I have seen, the book and everything I've been reading about this book is that when you open the book and flip through the pages, every single page is blank. It's empty. There is nothing written in this book, just blank pages. And the clown world to all of this, I mean, the book, that's a pretty interesting, funny idea that someone came up with, the achievements of Kamala Harris. But the clown world, and I'm not 100% sure of this, so if this is misinformation, I apologize. But there are screenshots of Amazon best-selling books, the list of best-selling books, And this is a bestseller. This has made the bestseller list. It actually sells for $15, $15.80. It was listed at $16.95, but it's on sale for $15.80, and it has a 4.7 star rating, 97 reviews. Very clever idea that someone thought up, and if it really did make the bestseller list, well, that's pretty funny. That is a pretty funny troll, if you can call it that, trolling of Kamala. So that's the other clown world, and this is not a clown world. Actually, it's not a clown world, but what are your thoughts on everything that Elon Musk unveiled yesterday at the Tesla event? The robo taxi, the robo van, and the Optimus android robot thingy. What were your thoughts to all of this? Do you think this is amazing, groundbreaking, incredible? Were you not impressed? Is this stuff already being done in China? I mean, I know in China you already have the robot taxis. I think you have the taxis that drive you without any human assistance, human beings. But what did you guys think? Did you like the design of the robo van? The robo taxi looked kind of interesting. The Optimus robot, not a fan. I am not a fan of that. That's not going to end well for humankind, but all right. Anyway, do you think this was a marketing, PR and marketing stunt? Or is this a big game-changing event? Musk, he posted on X with photos of the event. He posted, "The future will look like the future." And you can see images of the robo taxi, the robo van, and there are also videos of the robots, the Optimus robots, I guess, taken from Transformers. Optimus Prime, I guess, is where he's pulling the name of the Optimus robots. I don't know. Anyway, that is the videos. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. theduran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch, like the t-shirt I am wearing today. In this video, you will find a link in the description box down below to our shop. Take care.